But is there a common complaint they have about you or a common compliment?
Yes. Complaint is that I do not talk about my emotions enough or express my emotions enough.
Okay.
Which is an interesting topic because I don't think men should overly express their emotions. I understand there's a need to sit down and talk, and I don't know if the partner wants to know what you're thinking or feeling, or if you're feeling a certain way, it's important to express it. But I don't think it should come to the point where you're literally voicing every single feeling which you're having, particularly if it's a negative feeling. Like if I have a lot going on, I'm stressed, maybe I'm a little bit anxious, and I'm like, fuck, like I've got to make this amount of money in a certain period of time. I don't want to unload all of these problems and concerns to my partner, because then she's going to look at me and maybe I'll look weak or not competent or not able to provide. So in those scenarios, I just bottle it in, keep to myself. And I want to be seen as a man who can handle his shit.
The thing is, I think men think that women really get repulsed by emotional vulnerability. They're like, oh, women will use it against you.
I think they do.
You know what I will say? It's not that they get repulsed by emotional vulnerability. They get repulsed by emotional volatility, and it's quite different. What vulnerability is like, I'm going through this. You tell them what you're going through, but you've got an answer to the problems. But I'm going to sort it out. Don't worry. I've got this. There's something like the deal didn't go with the house, but don't worry. I'm going to remortgage this place and do this, or this is going on, but I'm problem solving. That's emotional vulnerability. Here's the problem, but don't worry, I'm solving it. Emotional volatility is like
crying,
hysterically complaining about the problem with no solutions. Then she's like, oh, what's the point of crying about this when we can't do anything? Whereas when you've got a problem but you're solving it, then they feel like they're close to you. Yeah. So that's when they're repulsed, it's more because you're complaining about things that you haven't either figured out the solution to, or there is no solution to.
So there's that, and then the attention that I get.
Oh yeah, the attention. Oh god, it's tough being hot, isn't it? Like it must be so distracting to be a handsome man, like wherever you go. How do you stay faithful?
It's a great question.
Yeah, how do you?
Because I think
do
for
you
sure,
stay faithful?
I've made mistakes in the past. I've not always been faithful. But I think for sure, as a man becomes more successful, climbs the social ladder, he gets more money, he has more options. And then there's the saying, I wanted to ask you about that saying, is that a man is only as faithful as the options that he has.
I don't know if that's totally true, because there's some men that, like, let's say when you do get married, I would imagine men that have had so many options throughout their life, when they finally find a good one, they can kind of close off because they know what every woman's tasted like. And usually most women taste the same way. Whereas a man that's never had options and finally gets them, I think you need to worry more about him. So it's not the options that's actually a problem. It's the ability to say no to options is really what you should be looking for. Has that person, man or woman, got the ability to say no to options? And if they don't have that ability, just like with people with weight issues, they don't have the ability to say no to food. The moment you can't say no to temptation, you are always going to be someone who's difficult.